Like damn, she wanna afford to touch me. I say I want it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into TNA Impact from August the 22nd, 2024. A very decent show for the most part. We are 1 week away until Emergence, so we should have a couple more matches added to the Emergence card. And Emergence is shaping up to be sort of kind of fun, in my opinion. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. It was an Ultimate X qualifier featuring Hammerstone, Frankie Kazarian, and Kushida. Hammerstone wins, which is the right decision. He wins via the Nightmare Pendulum on Kushida, and then post-match, Frankie Kazarian beat the shit out of Kushida some more with the Fade to Black, which is the same finisher as Hangman Adam Page. It's called the Dead Eye. So this is fine. It makes sense. I'm happy that Hammerstone won, and I'm glad that he's being added into Ultimate X. Hopefully he ends up winning Ultimate X. I think that would be great for him. It would give him something to do, because Hammerstone is another guy that TNA can build their promotion around. He can be a top guy for sure. And I think TNA needs to start rebuilding their main event scene as well as their knockouts division, because now that Scott D'Amore has his new promotion, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, you can rest assured that a lot of guys and girls who were quote-unquote screwed over, they're going to work for Scott D'Amore. And Hammerstone could end up being one of those guys. So TNA should start locking down certain guys and girls to contracts, to TNA, and start to bring in fresh blood. Start to go after these new free agents, like Mandy Rose still, and Lacey Evans and others. So, yeah. Moving on. So, Eric Young, he had a backstage interview with Gia Miller to discuss his match against Hammerstone. Thankfully, Steve Maclin interrupted. He gave Eric Young an ominous message saying that he's always watching. So, Eric Young's sorry ass is in not one, not two, but 3 feuds. He's feuding with Frankie Kazarian, Hammerstone, and Steve Maclin. It makes no sense. I am so tired of Eric Young. It's time for him to go away. Please be the ambassador for Scott D'Amore's new promotion, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Please, Eric Young, get off of my damn television. Please. Moving on. So Mike Santana, he is backstage. He issues an ominous warning to the system, saying that he's not done with them yet. This is not just the beginning. He will become TNA World Champion. So this is fine. This makes sense. Again, the system, they fucking suck. I'm tired of them. They can all go away. They can all go to Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. That's where they need to go anyway. So, yeah. Moving on. Rosemary defeats Alicia Edwards. She wins via the, what does she call it? The as above, so below finish. So it's like what Angel Garza does. It's like an angel, it's like a wing clipper. So it's basically that same finish, different name. So that's fine. Makes sense. I don't know why TNA continues to push Rosemary. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I forgot to mention that Spitfire, they came down and they got involved and they took out Masha Slamovich. So this is fine. This makes sense. I feel bad for Masha Slamovich. She deserves better. And I don't know what you do with Masha Slamovich going forward. I just hope next week at Emergence that she turns on Alicia Edwards. It's time. And hopefully maybe Killer Kelly shows up at Emergence and have MK Ultra reunite. That would be great. That would kick major ass. And that's what needs to essentially happen because Masha Slamovich is going nowhere extremely fast. It's like a boulder being pushed downhill. Moving on. So, Ash by Elegance and George Iceman, her personal concierge, he introduced Ash by Elegance, and they delivered a message to Jordynne Grace's. My bad. They challenged Jordynne Grace to a match. So Ash by Elegance responded with confidence, saying, "How about a match by Elegance?" Okay, this is fine. I still think what they might do is have a triple threat at Emergence, that being Jordynne Grace, Ash by Elegance, and Rosemary. I think we could still get that match. I said it last week and I'll say it again. TNA needs to really start beginning to rebuild that Knockouts division. They only have 4 more months left with Jordynne Grace, and then in January of next year, she's gone. So they need to go ahead and begin to start looking for knockouts, make phone calls to Mandy Rose, phone calls to Xia Li, and maybe a phone call to either, she's been gone for a while, but she needs to come back, that being Tessa Blanchard, or who else could fit in TNA very well. I can't think of a name right now, but definitely they should try to get, Lacey Evans. So there are knockouts that are, there are women that are free agents that TNA can go after, but they've got to rebuild that knockouts division. Again, they have to, because that knockouts division is extremely weak and awful. You still have Masha Slamovich there. Killer Kelly is still making a movie, but hopefully before the end of the year she shows back up in TNA. Hopefully she can show back up at Emergence. That would be cool. So we'll see how everything turns out. But I see this Jordynne Grace Ash by Elegance feud turning into like a triple threat. So yeah. Moving on. We had a 6-person tag. It was Rhino, PCO, and Xia Brookside versus 2 mystery partners. So Matt Cardona, he appeared. He's not in his ring gear. He announced that he wasn't medically cleared to compete. And then he introduced his surprise replacements, which turned out to be Khan and Madman Fulton. Who gives a fuck? Fuck this. So the baby faces win. So that being that was Xia Brookside, Rhino, and PCO. Who gives a shit about this? Fuck all this. This is worthless. Moving on. So Nick Nemeth and Josh Alexander, they're going to have a Iron Man match at Emergence, and so they were both seen training and everything. To me, I'm not sure this is how they should go about this. This should be a feud ender. This is something that should end the feud, but they made a mistake because there shouldn't have been a time limit draw. You can still give us a regular match at Emergence. There's just no need to rush an Iron Man match. An Iron Man match is something that you could probably do at Bound for Glory, but I don't know. But for their second match to be an Iron Man match is not good. An Iron Man match, to me, strikes me as this is going to end a feud. So I don't know why TNA did this. To me, this is a bad booking decision. It makes no sense. It's quite dumb if you think about it. Again, this should end a feud. You should be able to have a feud that consists of 2 basic one-on-one matches, and then if you want to do a stipulation to end the feud, you can. But TNA booking this for the Emergence main event, I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. Honestly, I'd rather have this open the show and then maybe have the Ultimate X match in the show, because that's an hour. That's a solid hour, and I don't know, man, but it is what it is. We could see maybe Nick Nemeth winning, and then maybe we could see the debut of somebody. Maybe we see like Dijak or something like that. Maybe we see the Hurt Business show up, or the Hurt Syndicate show up as they're called. So I don't know. The Hurt Business, they could show up at AEW. They could show up at All In. If not All In, definitely All Out. So I don't know. But if I was the Hurt Business, I'd show up at TNA. That's what I would do. But we'll have to wait and see. But this Iron Man match, it's a little bit too much. That's just me. I feel like this would be a great feud ender, but I don't know, man. I think TNA done fucked up with this one. Moving on. So Jordynne Grace, she spoke about her issues with Ash by Elegance and accepted her challenge, agreeing to face her on Ash's terms. A match by Elegance for the Knockouts World Championship. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. Jordynne Grace doesn't give a shit. She's basically 95% out the door with TNA. She's going to be in NXT in January. She'll probably show up at the Royal Rumble in February of next year. So, yeah. Moving on. So, Laredo Kid, he wins the qualifying Ultimate X. So, he defeated Jay Vidal and Bhajinder Gujar, which I'm shocked that both of them are still there. I'm pretty sure both guys are on Explosion, which is TNA's version of NXT's Level Up. That's what it is, basically. So, yeah. I'm happy that Laredo Kid won. It makes perfect sense, and this was a good call. Excellent stuff here. Moving on. So, backstage, Rich Swann was furious. He confronted referee Daniel Spencer, insisting he should be an Ultimate X. So, Speedball Mike Bailey, he stepped in, declaring his mission to prove he's the best of the best, and challenged Rich Swann to an X Division championship match next week. Okay, that's fine. So, a little bit of news and notes. Rich Swann has been suspended by TNA. Apparently, he got arrested back in June or July. So, he was intoxicated. He went to someone's house, thought it was his own, and one of the guys pulled out a gun. Thankfully, he didn't get shot. And so he's now entering into rehab to get himself together. Rich Swann has had a ton of personal problems over the past few years, especially with Sue Young. I don't know if they're still married or if they are separated. I don't know. But hopefully Rich Swann gets better, and I'm pretty sure this will serve as a write-off next week. So he'll probably get written off TV next week. So hopefully Rich Swann gets himself together and can fight his demons, because this is a sad situation. I didn't even know that he was even, drinking like this. So it's not a good look, but it's good that he is going into rehab, and hopefully he comes back better than ever. I suspect he'll be gone for the rest of the year. He'll probably come back sometime next year, maybe early next year. So between, I'm saying, January and April of next year. So, yeah. But we wish him all the best. Moving on. So, Charlie Dempsey was defeated by Johnathan Gresham. This was a really good chain wrestling grappling match. I enjoyed it. It was short. I think it went on about a good 8 to 10 minutes. So Johnathan Gresham just basically pinned Charlie Dempsey's shoulders to the mat, which was fucking awesome. So post-match, Dempsey, he delivered a cheap shot to Gresham, and then they had a little mini brawl. So I expect them to do a rematch, probably at Emergence. If not Emergence, this would be cool to happen on No Mercy. I think that would be great. Even if they put it on like the pre-show for No Mercy, I think that would be cool. So that would be a pretty cool little crossover. And also, I could see Johnathan Gresham being added to the No Quarter Catch crew. I think that would kick ass. That would be fucking awesome. Excellent stuff. That'd be great. So hopefully we get another match from these two. But the match was good. Really good stuff. Main event of the evening, the Hardys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, they defeat the System, Moose, and JDC. So they win via the Swanton Bomb. Post-match, Joe Hendry comes out, and there's a massive brawl that breaks out involving the Hardys, Mike Santana, Joe Hendry, and the System. And the baby faces, they stand tall, and that was it. And Joe Hendry's theme song played through this. So this is pretty cool. So this is probably going to lead to an 8-man tag for next week. That's fine. Cool stuff. So TNA was pretty okay. Pretty decent. Okay stuff. One more bit of news and notes. Mauro Ranallo has officially signed with Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. So Scott D'Amore went and got one of the best modern announcers in the game, in the industry. That's great. I'm shocked as hell that WWE, AEW, and TNA missed out on Mauro. I thought for sure that Mauro was going to end up with either AEW or TNA, and he didn't end up with either. He didn't end up with either of the big three. So, wow, that's crazy. It looks like Scott D'Amore means business, it seems like. I'm not mad at him for doing it. It makes perfect sense. I'm pretty sure that he's probably going to try to get a television deal. I wouldn't be shocked if he brings in maybe Matt Stryker as a commentary guy as well. I think that would be pretty cool. I am kind of excited for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling's first 2 shows, which are going to take place on, I believe it's Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday. One of the two. I'm looking forward to it. And I will say this. If TNA is not careful, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling could put a massive dent in TNA. Seriously. They could put in a massive dent, because the NXT TNA partnership is not going to last forever. We have no idea how long it's going to last. It could last for the rest of the year. It could last until WrestleMania season next year and then be done. We don't know. But TNA has to begin to start making moves, and they have to get themselves together. They really do. They have to secure a really good TV deal. Hopefully they can get with Sci-Fi. If not, I don't know what they would do, but I would not sleep on Scott D'Amore's new promotion. I just wouldn't. I think Scott D'Amore has an axe to grind. I do think TNA was right in letting him go, but it seems like Scott D'Amore is back with a vengeance, and he's not playing. I do expect for a lot of the talent that were there and that got pushes under Scott, I do expect for them to go work for him when their contracts are up with TNA. And if TNA is not careful and they don't secure certain free agents, that's another way that Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling can cripple them as well. You know, if they end up getting Jinder Mahal and Mandy Rose and Lacey Evans and Xia Li and others, that could really hurt them. So, yeah. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I am interested in this. So, TNA was fine. Impact was fine. I enjoyed it. Really good stuff. Emergence is shaping up quite nicely. And the go-home show should be okay. But what did you guys think of TNA? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.